Hi guys, so today's video is going to be an update video talking about my progress in regards to how I'm doing with my atelier style training at home. So like the previous video, I'm going to start off talking first about the drawings that I've done, and then go on to the paintings, I guess, and within that I will be talking about the plaster cast drawing, which I started doing for the first time, and I'm going to talk about basically stuff that went right and mostly stuff that went wrong. So this update, so the last session that I did, it was going pretty okay, but with since my last update, I find my progress has been more of like a one step forward, two steps back kind of thing, especially in terms of plaster cast drawing. So yeah, unfortunately that's just how it is. So I'm going to be talking about that and my experience with that. And another disclaimer, which I've done in the last update, is I understand this kind of training is not for everyone. So I do understand, because especially right now I'm focusing a lot on size drawing, which I find has really been working for me in terms of not just drawing but with painting as well, because with painting you start off with the drawing, and I find size drawing has really helped me get the results that I want. And I know some people are really not into that, so I understand, but if you are interested, keep on watching. And that is it. See you guys. Hi, so for the bark drawings, since the last time I did an update, these are the bark drawings I've finished so far. So this one here, this one, and that one. So in terms of how I feel about them, I'm actually really only happy with this one right here, this one, and this one. I feel I could have improved it, but again, I was at that point where I was getting frustrated, so I needed to move on. And the next one I'm going to be doing is I probably either this one or this one. I haven't really decided yet. And I never did show on the last video, but I've also been doing Bridgman. So most of the Bridgman I've actually done almost as a blind contour, but basically I've just been copying the drawings from the Bridgman ebook that I have, which I featured on my art book recommendations for the advanced beginner. So I'll just show you a few of the pages that I've done, really just very loose sketches. So yeah, like I said, they're really mostly, especially for the hands later on, they're blind contour, but I really love doing the Bridgman copies. I really just love how he teaches figure drawing and anatomy. Let me see. This one is not Bridgman, so I did a lot of the hands because that's one of my weakest points. And this I did in ink instead of graphite, just because for loose sketches I really like drawing with a fountain pen. And then, as you can see, some of them I did some shading on with ink. And arms. Let's see. Yep. And yeah, that's it. So now we'll go to paintings. Oh no, now we'll go to the plaster cast. All right, see you guys. Hi, so before I talk about the plaster cast drawing. I'm gonna show you guys the Grisaille painting that I finished after the last update. On that last video, you guys, if you've seen it, you would see that I was just about to I think I already started the flower painting at that point. So this is a finished Grisaille painting that I finished, and this one is using ivory black, raw umber, and titanium white. So this one I'm happy how it turned out. I've really fallen in love with Grisaille monochromatic painting, so I really enjoy doing this. So yeah, so now I'm gonna go into the plaster cast drawing. So I'm gonna show you guys a video first of how I started doing that drawing, which is basically using the side size method. So I'll insert the video here now. Hi guys, so today I am doing a plaster cast drawing for the first time, and I am using the Charles Bargue method that was described in his drawing course book. So I thought I'd just show you guys how I have the whole thing set up. So I have my plaster cast that I got from Amazon. It's a 12 inches tall. I have it set up in this shadow box, and on the very top I placed this thing here that's attached to a yarn that will serve as my plumb line. I have one source of light here, which is a clip-on lamp, and here I am using a 9x12 Canson drawing paper. And because it's only a 9x12, you're supposed to have your cast and your paper visually side by side and as close as you can. So what I ended up doing to make the cast fit into the paper is I have my easel marked off right here, and it's about 1 foot away from the table, so that I can make the image fit into that. And my easel, I made sure it was leveled by using the leveler. And also I am using this board that has this attachment at the back so that the board and paper is vertically straight. So where I'll be standing to do the drawing is about right here, and I have marked off the spot as well where I'll be standing, and it's about 3 feet away from the cast, because according to the Charles Bargue book, you're supposed to be about 3 times the length of the drawing's largest dimension. So because my paper is a 9x12, I thought 3 feet would be fine to observe. And as you can see, standing from right here, my plumb line hits the plaster cast right in the middle, and I'll be using that to make the transfer a bit easier in terms of drawing, like how I do the major points, and then I do the blocking, and I'll be showing that too. All right. So now I'm using a vine charcoal and a knitting needle for measurement.
Jean-Marie Lipser's fourth violin concerto in F major, we heard violinist Simon Standish and Collegium Musicum 90 with the closing.
So after that point, I feel like everything pretty much went downhill. I just, oh my gosh, so this is the finished, that's a finished painting right there, and I really hate it. Anyways, yeah, so if you guys, as you would previously see in the drawing part of the video, it was actually going really well. I was happy with how the block-in looked, but when it started getting into the more detailed part, I felt that that's where I just got lost, and basically my hand could not keep up with what my eyes were seeing. So I guess I ended up moving the facial features because it ended up really being different. And oh my gosh, anyways, yeah, so I don't see any likeness at all with this and the angle of the plaster cast that I was doing. Here he is. Maybe I'll put him here. So for sure I'm gonna be attempting to do this plaster cast drawing again. What went wrong, really? Like I said, it's just as soon as I started getting into the more detailed part, I don't know, maybe my drawing paper was just too small. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I should have done it in a bigger sheet so that it would have been really more an actual size. Although I did do side size, as you guys can see, but I am because of the size of the paper, I did have to find an angle where it would work on the size of paper that I had. I don't know, maybe that's just an excuse. It's just this plaster cast was perhaps too complicated as well for me to start off with, because this is the first time I'm doing a plaster cast drawing, so it was just too detailed, and the hair, it ended up looking more like Medusa-like to me. So yeah, I really lost my mojo after doing this. I couldn't even really draw after, which is probably why, as you guys saw, my Bargue drawings were only like 3, the finished ones, because I just had to step back. I had to step back from the whole thing. Yeah, so disappointing. So I was actually thinking of tearing up this drawing, but I will be keeping it as a reminder. And I felt like I really did learn a lot. My original purpose for this was to do a finished drawing of the plaster cast and then transfer it and then do a painting. Also, what I should have done with that is that when I had the block in how I wanted it, I should have transferred it then, or even just maybe photocopied it, and then, you know, so if I wanted to go on with the painting, I could use that as a basis and then just go on with the painting, with a drawing of this. So even if it went wrong, I would have still had that block in to work off with. So I don't know. And also with the vine charcoal that I was using, because that's the first time I've tried to use vine charcoal for a finished drawing. It was just a lot of it was a big learning curve for me, I find. So yeah. Yeah, really unhappy with this. So, but yeah, you win some, you lose some, I guess. So after I decided to move on after a few days, I thought I would do something that would make me happy. So I ended up doing Carrière master copy, and that is the finished drawing. And this one, I was really happy how this turned out. For master copy, for sure I wanted to do something that had a face. So yeah, so I'm gonna insert some pictures here of is it pictures or video? I think I did some videos on how I started doing this. So yeah, I was really happy how this master copy turned out. Like I said, it's by Eugène Carrière, and I believe the title of this is Head of a Woman, of a Sleeping Woman, or something like that. I'll put the exact title on the comment below, just in case you guys are interested in finding the original. But in the video you would see the original, how I was doing it. And again, it's a one-to-one. I think I did the way I transferred the drawing. So I did a charcoal drawing first, and then fixed that, and then yeah, you guys would see in the video. But as soon as I did the wipeout, that drawing just disappeared on me because I didn't fix it enough, I guess. So I did have to kind of start over again. But as you can see, although I did try to do it with a grid. This one, because I was doing on a bigger canvas, I had to change some of the proportions a bit, but very little. So, but the background, that one I just kind of did on my own. So yeah, and then after that is I did a still life drawing, which is this one right here. So I will be inserting pictures of how this progressed. So this one as well, I'm really happy how it turned out. I just realized with still life painting, it is a portrait in the sense that you're doing a portrait of an object. So I decided, because after the plaster cast experience, I really wanted to do a portrait of something that I love. So this just two of my favorite things that I decided to do, which is my one of the shoes I really used to like wearing, and a perfume that I also used to like to wear. So I call this still life old friends, because they're the stuff that that maybe now I don't use as much, but I keep them because I really used to love them. And yeah, so what I did differently here is that I used tervet for the imprimatura instead of my usual raw umber, and then just proceeded on from there. So I did the grisaille first. So the grisaille, I did try to make sure that even leaving it as a grisaille, that it would look finished to me. So even though it was really loosely done, I was happy with how that grisaille turned out. And then I did the coloring after. So yeah, so yeah, like I said, I was happy how this turned out. Not perfect, but I guess it's because they're objects that I really love, so I like them. I like how it turned out. The only thing I could really could have probably improved on more is the perfume bottle. So yeah, like in terms of doing glass and stuff like that, I know that's something I really have to work on more. So that's about it. So yeah. Oh, I also changed my studio setup a bit. If you guys have seen my art studio tour from before, so I just created more space. Basically, let me see if I can move back. Yeah, so just more space for me. My area will never be one of those perfect clean areas because I'm such a messy. I'm like one of those messy artists. That's just how it is. So, and in terms of my future plan, I'm thinking of doing another master copy. I think probably something from this book, Hammhershøi and Europe, because I found some paintings here that I would really like to copy. Yeah, with my master copies, I really enjoy doing them because I always pick artists that I really like. So that is the key for me. I have to find subjects that I really love for me to be happy with the finished work. So yep. And then after the master copy, perhaps another still life, doing using limited palettes. I'm thinking of a still life just using burnt sienna and ultramarine blue And there was an exercise on Juliette Aristides book, Lessons in Classical Painting, that just used that limited palette, and it looked really interesting to me. And those two, in terms of oil painting, I've never used that color combination before, so that would be interesting. And I'm also thinking of hopefully I can bribe one of my family members to sit for me so I can do a portrait or a figure painting. And really, with this doing the classical training at home, that's the biggest advantage I find, is the figure drawing part, because I have no access to anyone, well, especially with doing a nude figure, so I have no access to anyone doing that. So that is the biggest disadvantage I find with trying to do this independently. So and in terms of portrait, I know I can use myself doing a self-portrait, but to be honest with you, I don't know. I know that's a common thing for artists to do, but I don't know if I can do that looking at myself for that long. So I will really try to get a family member, hopefully, so even just for them to, or have someone sit for me for like an hour, and then maybe I'll just take a photo and work from that. That'll be the perfect solution for me. And of course, maybe I will try to attempt that plaster cast again, using maybe a different angle, and for sure using I don't know, maybe the different sheet of a bigger sheet of paper, and maybe a better fine charcoal, because I did end up just getting this Winsor & Newton charcoal, which seems to be a bit better than this old one that I was using for the plaster cast. I was just using the cheap coats one, so maybe that will help. So anyways, if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much again for watching and for listening to me ramble on about my frustrations, really, because you know, in real life I really have no one to talk to regarding stuff like this. So thank you so much. And as always, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye guys.